Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking another subscriber question of the week. So 2 subscriber questions of the week this week. That's a lot of times I said week. Anyways, this week we're going to talk about isolation exercises and how they have an impact on the heart. So the question is, so are isolation exercises bad for the heart? And this question comes from Charles off Denson. So Charles, are they bad for the heart? And if you're not familiar with what isolation exercises are, it's just like you think of, it works essentially one muscle group. So just arms, for example, doing barbell curls. A compound exercise would work multiple muscle groups. So like a bench press or squats, things of that nature, works many different muscles. And I have not looked at the evidence, I have not looked at the data myself, but actually, interestingly enough, we did cover this in one of my courses, one of my advanced exercise physiology courses in grad school. And this is the first time that I'd actually encountered this question. And it turns out that there is some evidence, at least based off of what my professor presented to me, that isolation exercises actually do increase blood pressure more than compound exercises. So you can kind of extrapolate off that if you do have some sort of cardiovascular disease risk, and that's why the ACSM and other institutions recommend that people who are at a particular amount of risk for cardiovascular disease or cardiovascular incidents, they should focus on compound lifts. And the thought process behind that, and again, this is how it was explained to me because I was curious about this, compound lifts will spread out this contraction around the veins and arteries, specifically around the arteries, because they tend to be thicker and tend to be lined with more musculature. Of course, that musculature is smooth muscle, so I'm not sure how that exactly fits in. But skeletal muscle, when you contract it, it will squeeze down on a lot of those veins, and that's what leads to a massive increase in blood pressure. And no matter what contraction you do, based on the intensity, you're still going to have this massive increase in blood pressure, and it's very temporary. So your body's typically, I mean, it's okay. It'll be fine, especially if you're really healthy, if you don't have any sort of cardiovascular disease risk. So isolation exercises tend to do the same thing, but they tend to do it around smaller veins, smaller arteries. I mean, you think about your arms as opposed to like your legs, or your back, or your chest, and things of that nature. The idea is that you don't get as much of that spread out occurrence, however you want to put that. And that's how he explained it to me. If I completely buy it, I don't know. I haven't looked at it again, and that's why I like my NIC videos and NIC videos so much, because not only do I get to edit them really nicely, but I actually get to, when I release one of those videos, that is an extremely well researched video, and these videos are kind of off the cuff. So hopefully that gives you some satisfaction in my answer. It's only based on what I've encountered in my courses. So again, isolation exercises tend to increase blood pressure more than compound exercises, and that's because they don't spread out that contraction as much as a compound exercise might, and that has a different effect, or at least a more substantial effect on that squeezing of the veins and the arteries and the arterioles and capillaries, well, not the capillaries, but arterioles and a bunch of other veins and venules that go across your body, so right down to the microscopic level. So hopefully, again, that answered your question, and anybody else that was interested in it. And I will hopefully have the pleasure of seeing you in the very next video. Have a good one. See ya.